What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. We are back. Today we've got a new vehicle to share with you. It just arrived off of the truck and trailer, and I am really excited about this one. This is my 1940 Chevrolet Coupe. It is a Master 85, if I remember correctly. And this, although it may look mostly like a 1940 Chevy Coupe, it is actually a restomod. So what exactly is a restomod? Well, it's just what the name suggests. It's a restoration that has been modified. Something like this, a 1940 Chevy that has been modified to where it still looks mostly original, mostly like a 1940 Chevy Coupe, but everything underneath it and inside of it is modernized. To give you an example of what I'm talking about, look at this interior. I'm pretty certain that these seats came out of a Porsche. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I think these are Porsche seats. You've got this new but old school looking steering wheel. You have tilt, cruise. You have aftermarket gauges that are absolutely beautiful. And of course, it wouldn't be complete without some vintage air conditioning. Moving down, you'll notice you have an overdrive transmission. On top of overdrive, you got some more modern conveniences like power windows and power locks. Another thing you'll notice about this car is, besides the Krager SS wheels, it's riding on four-wheel disc brakes. Let's see if we can get you guys in there so you can see that. Look at that right there. Disc brakes back there, guys. Front and back. Obviously, this car would not have come stock like this. Two-piece rotors. And do you see the name of the brakes there? That's right. Wilwood. Wilwood brakes. There's a lot going on with this car, and it is definitely not what it appears to be. Under the hood, she's got some more goodies to share with us. This is your radiator, and this is your coolant expansion tank / overflow. The engine is a 350, and all it says is Performer RPM 350. Everything under the hood of this says Edelbrock. Of course, she's got shorty headers. You got your oil dipstick, trans dipstick. There's your body tag, still intact. You've got HEI ignition right there as well. But I think what really got my attention was this. You're looking at a fuel rail, ladies and gentlemen. There's your fuel pressure regulator. Up here, you have your air conditioning compressor. You have electric fans. And everything is polished. Everything. I mean, everything under this hood is completely polished. Look down there. Look how beautiful everything is. This is a multi-port fuel-injected V8. Unfortunately, one of the problems you run into when you buy a modified car like this is you don't really know the specs. I couldn't tell you what cam, I couldn't tell you what the compression ratio is, I couldn't tell you much of anything about this build because I didn't build it. One of the other big things I can't tell you about is what rear end is in it. I have no idea. I don't even know if the transmission is electronically controlled. Is it a newer model like a 4L60, a 4L80, or is it just some old school transmission? I have no idea. We can open this real quick and take a look. I'll show you the back. This is your lever. It doesn't go up very far, and you have a car cover taking up most of what little space you have back here. There is very little room in the back of this. So if this ends up being the Power Tour car, we're going to need to to pack light, I think. There's your exhaust. We're going to have to get under this in a separate video, but if you guys know what that name is, definitely let me know. Let me see if I can zoom in for you guys. I can't read it. Yeah, I don't know. But if you do, drop a comment down below and let me know. Hopefully it's high quality. You have a third brake light, which is something that cars from the 1940s definitely did not come with. Cars from the 1940s didn't come with any of the stuff that this car comes with, so definitely a resto mod. There are your pedals down there. Let me tell you, that is a lot of fun. The one on the left is obviously the brake. The one on the right is your gas. And yeah, that's a little tricky. Right here, you have a serial port. That serial port is for programming the computer, because everything on this car is computer controlled. Lift these seats up. By the way, both front seats are power adjustable. And then the back seats, well, also beautiful, beautiful leather. And if leather's not enough to get you excited, how about, yes, rear heat and rear air conditioning. So if you were looking to change the parameters of the computer that runs this engine, you would plug this into this port right here. This is pretty old school right here. At least it looks pretty old school. Red, lean, green, rich. So you can change your RPMs, you can change your timing, you can change pretty much all of the parameters of the fuel injection that's running this car with that computer box right there. Next, we got this giant book that came in the back seat with it. Good Lord, that is that's a lot. It says literature, and I have no doubt that that's exactly what's in it. This might be able to give us a lot more information on this build. So this is the Edelbrock ProFlow multi-point electronic fuel injection. So there's your whole kit there, man. That's a big kit. That's really nice, really nice. Looks like we got 2 sets of installation instructions here. So at least we know what setup this has got. And then we've got another book for the fuel injection, the Kenwood stereo, another book for fuel injection, a CD for the Kenwood, Classic Instruments Incorporated. That's the name of the gauges. Again, I know nothing about this, so I can't tell you if these are high-dollar, expensive gauges or if they're just some El Cheapos. Model years 96 to 04, a vehicle technical information guide. And then we've got an alignment sheet, engine cooling. Okay, lots of receipts too. I didn't realize this had all these receipts in it. Torque converter bolt kit. Boy, this had to have been expensive. This is Rick's Rod Shop in Casper, Wyoming. And this is dated back to, oh, this is an old build, guys. This is back to 04. 2004. Wow. So TCI flex plate, PWM racing starter, a starter harness, flex plate bolts are all ARP, transmission mount. You've got nickel plated hoses, stainless steel hose, nickel plated hose, and nickel plated hose. So transmission stuff there. It'd be nice if we knew more about the transmission. And then you just get into, I don't know, there's so many, we could spend all day on this. This is for the distributor. This is setting up your distributor. There are, I forgot what these are called, dip switches. These are old school dip switches. Floor mounted gas pedal installation instructions by Locar. There's your vintage air conditioning. I mean, yeah, guys, I'm going to have to go through a lot of this to figure out more about it. Locar racing products, I guess. And anyway, there's a lot. There's your leaf springs. Chassis Engineering Incorporated. Sway bar. It's got a rear sway bar as well. No kidding. This is impressive. I don't know if you guys are impressed with it, but I am. It looks like Rock Valley Antique Auto Parts. I don't know what that is. And there's the power brakes, the Willwood power brake system on this, and the disc brakes, and weather strip orientations, and we could go on and on. Ron Francis wiring. Guys, this just, oh boy, here's receipts. Oh man, receipts. Well, I've gone through a lot of this without you guys, and unfortunately I don't see a lot of prices, but this is from V8 Vintage Air, and you've got all of your parts here, but no real prices that I can see. Over here though, we've got a lot of stuff There's a lot of stuff going on here. 2004 street rod parts sold. So again, everything looking like this was done in '04. You've got your block hugger headers. You've got small block gaskets, collector gasket, ARP studs. Again, they didn't mess around with this. There's your oxygen sensor. It's got a 2.5-inch X pipe. You've got Flowmaster 50 series Delta Flow mufflers, 2.5-inch. Exhaust hangers, wire set, wire looms, high flow 160 thermostat, new hoses, and you've got obviously aluminum heater lines, AC hard lines. There's a lot of stuff in here, guys. Delta Flow mufflers, spark plug wires, 8.5 millimeter. Coil on plug collector gaskets, or cop gaskets, I don't know. Thermostat X-pipe kit, wire loom, water neck swivel, head stud kit, ARP. Header stud kit, stainless steel. Like I said, there's a lot. There's a lot to go into this, guys. Somebody spent a small fortune putting this together, I think is what I'm trying to say. And if all of that wasn't enough, well, it came with a little can of the original paint. It's still got some paint in it. And you've got a barcode on the bottom and some writing on the top. So if we ever need to match the paint, well, we've got some, and hopefully we could get it color matched. Now, obviously, the real fun comes in taking it out for a spin. Taking it out for its first drive with you guys. That's exciting for me, seeing how it rides, seeing how it drives. I do know that it has rack and pinion steering. That much I'm aware of. And I think it's got like a Mustang 2 front end. That's what Santa's Workshop was telling me. Aside from that, I don't know much about it. It's got power steering, power brakes, power windows, power locks. It's pretty well loaded, especially for something from 1940. And as good as this car looks, I cannot believe that this was a 2004 build. Well, why don't we close up shop here and let's take her for a quick spin and see how she does. One of the things I noticed is it looks like it sits pretty low. Look how easy that closes too. That is nice. The attention to detail here is absolutely phenomenal, guys. This isn't something that somebody rushed through. Take a look. Take a look in here. Look how clean all of this is. And this metal, the color I believe they said is a crimson pearl. Look at this. And I'm walking you through the car. It is absolutely beautiful. So the back end actually looks like it's sitting pretty decent. That's a respectable height. I like that. The front, though, does kind of concern me. Look how low it seems the front end is sitting. I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks good, but I feel like it's sitting just a tad bit too low. I could be wrong. It could just be my eyes. If you think it's sitting a little too low on the front, definitely let me know in the comments below. Here's another important thing that you didn't get with cars in 1940. Seat belts. Yeah, we get seat belts with this car, which means it's just a tad bit more safe to drive than an actual 1940. Look at the attention to detail on the interior too. I mean, they spared no expense on this. And I decided, instead of using the GoPro like I normally do on these, today I'm using the iPhone, because I think the GoPro just won't do this car enough justice. It won't. The detail's not going to be there, and I want you guys to see everything. The mileage, 2,446 miles. This thing is brand new. So why don't we turn on the ignition? Electric fuel pump's engaged, and I don't know if you can see this. Do you see the P in the center of your screen there? Maybe a little easier to see it right there. Yeah, if I shift... Look at that. And even better, let me do this for you guys. Signals. Yeah, right signal. If I turn on the headlights and I turn on my brights, watch this. And also I have a brights indicator right there as well. How cool is that, man? I love this little car. So are we ready to start it up? Let's start it up. But you may notice it has a key fob for lock and unlock. Does it actually work? It does actually work. Listen to that. Let's take you back to the exhaust. I think, ladies and gentlemen, she might be just slightly camped. You can almost hear it back and forth. That is absolutely beautiful. So my first question is, does the air conditioning work? Well, I heard it kick on. Dash, there we go. And, come on, please. I heard a compressor kick. Yes, there it is. There it is. Ice cold air conditioning. We don't need that right now though. Oh yeah, we also got this little Kenwood deck in here. That's nice. So let's get this thing out of here. Here's what I'm talking about with the room for the feet. Brake and then your gas pedal. That's tricky, man. You gotta, yeah, you that's tricky. All right, let's put it in drive. I think that's drive. Yeah, that's drive. All right. Listen to that engine, man. She sounds good. All right. She needs gas too, I think. That's something we might want to pay attention to, ladies and gentlemen. I don't feel like running out of gas today. It's handling these bumps really well. Oh, there's a dead snake. Can you guys see that? That's a dead snake right in front of my house, man. The brakes, they feel all right, but you know what it seems like to me? Let's put it in neutral. Yeah. I don't think there's enough vacuum for these power brakes. I'm gonna be very careful about that. They seem like they stopped all right, but as soon as I came to a complete stop, it felt like the car was kind of lurching forward. All right, let's get her out on the road. Easy does it. Here we go. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Now that is something. I love it. Look at the little mirror. That thing is adorable. The steering feels great too. I wonder if the horn works. It does? Sounds good. Oh, this thing rides like a dream, guys. Definitely does not ride like something from 1940. So I decided to put all of the windows up just to get a better idea of what it sounds like in here. The exhaust is a little drony. It's noisy, is what I'm trying to say. We're cruising at just over 60 miles an hour. All the gauges look good except for fuel. Fuel looks like we could really use some here in the very near future. Overdrive works like it's supposed to. We could be cruising at 65 miles an hour, and we're just at about 2,200 RPM. That means this engine can probably get well over the 10 miles a gallon I got in my 69 Chevelle SS on the Power Tour last year. So I'm going to continue driving this thing for a little while, guys. I love this little car, and it is little. I don't know how it looks on camera, but it's actually a pretty small car, especially compared to driving that 65 Cadillac or the S-Class Mercedes that I've been driving. This is much smaller. I definitely feel like there's some adjustment that needs to be made in the front end. It feels a little squirrely, not too bad, nothing that I can't manage, but you can feel that it's trying to track kind of left and right here and there, so we'll definitely want to check that out. But it handles bumps just fine. It's got excellent power. This is a nice little car. So So I've turned around and we're heading back now, and I've got the air conditioning going and it feels really, really nice. Not a problem. And it's a very hot, humid day. There is this little knob on the, whoa, there's a big bump there, on the right side that says cold and AC. Hopefully you guys can see that. I don't know exactly what that does, but I turned it all the way to maximum cold, and I can tell you this air conditioning is nice. This is freezing cold air. I'm not quite sure where the windshield wipers are, although I'd like to try them. Oh, there they are. And I turned them back off. If I turn them on and leave them on, let's see, I'm crossing the center line here. Yeah, they look like they're trying to work. I don't know what good those teeny tiny windshield wipers would actually do, but they're there if you need it, I suppose. Now, in case you didn't get to see the headliner, I decided to kind of point the camera this way so you could get a better look at the headliner and the interior. This was a beautiful build, very well done, and somebody's taken exceptional care of it. This build is almost 20 years old. That is incredible. And even more incredible, the paint is still in phenomenal shape. I gave you guys a little bit of a better view there, widened out the lens a little bit so you can see more of what's going on. It rides and drives very well, but like I said, there is just it feels like the front end tracks left and then it tracks right, and it kind of back and forth a little bit, and it feels like the suspension on the front end, maybe it can be adjusted. Maybe it needs shocks, I don't know, but it feels like the back end rides like it's supposed to, but the front end feels like it's way too bumpy, if that makes any sense. It handles corners just fine, and as far as I can tell by the gauges, everything is working exactly the way it's supposed to, and this car seems very, very happy. All right, I just got back. It's idling on its own. The RPMs are sitting about, where are they? Let's take a look there. Just under 1,000. Let's get out real quick. I'm gonna leave it running. I guess we can go ahead and shut off this air conditioner. And as far as gauges go, well, you can see right there, everything looks like it's happy. This gauge, I don't think does anything. It's another temperature gauge, which, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's oil temperature. I don't know, but it's not working. Fuel is something we'll have to address very soon, but let's get out one more time and take a listen to this beauty run. She sounds amazing. Wow. The only real complaint that I have, or complaints, I should say, that I have currently, let's test out the turn signals. I don't think it's got turn signals on the front, but the only complaint that I have currently is the front end is a little too bouncy. That's probably my biggest one. And next would be there's a drone, man. Once you get up to speed, the drone from this thing is kind of incredible. Turn signals work, at least in the back. I don't think it has any in the front, though. But that drone, what I was thinking, we could correct the drone maybe with electric cutouts. Oh, it does have turn signal built into the headlight. Are you serious? No kidding. How about that? Okay. Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. This door's out of alignment right here. You can clearly see there's some weather stripping that's, oh, it came down. I guess it got so daggum hot today, the weather stripping was coming off it, and hopefully, no? Seems like it's closed all right up top, but down low here, there's a hell of a gap there. That needs to be addressed, probably by adjusting that right there. Anyway, the only other complaint I have, other than the front end being a little on the bouncy side, the droning noise, is the brake booster. It feels like there's not enough vacuum when you come to a complete stop and the car kind of lurches forward. So we may need to look into getting a vacuum pump, like an electric vacuum pump, to handle the power brakes. Also, these windshield wipers, I don't think they would really do any good. I don't think those windshield wipers would help us very much if we really got caught in a storm. I think it's an absolutely beautiful ride, but the real question is, how much did I pay for it? Did I get a good deal, a great deal, or a bad deal? Well, that's a hard question for me to answer, so I'm gonna leave it to you guys. I'll tell you my personal opinion. Personally, I think I got a great deal on the car. Maybe you guys are gonna disagree. So I found this car a couple places. Number one, it was listed in New York. I had it shipped from New York down here. And in New York, at this classic car dealership, they were asking $39,995 or $39,999, something like $40,000 basically is what it comes down to. Well, I found it on ACV Auctions. It's kind of my go-to place lately. And they had it there for $28,000. Now, I lowballed them at $20,000, and it was an absolute hell no right off the bat. And I knew it would be, but you got to try, right? I came back at $25,000, and they, again, just kind of laughed at me, and they said no. They had a reserve set at $28,500, I think is what it was, and they were not going to budge off of $28,500. So that's what I paid for it. I paid $28,500, plus I paid $400 in auction fees, plus I paid $1,300 to have it shipped. All in, that's where we're at. So you tell me, did I get a good deal, an average deal, a bad deal? I really don't know. I just know that I love this car, and I feel like for $28,500, you're not going to find anything better, and you certainly aren't going to build something like this for that kind of money. So I'm going to give you guys one more walk around of it, and I'm telling you, the paint, the body, it is, ooh, is that cracked? Oh, wait a minute, hold on. It's cracked. Is this fiberglass? No. Oh, you know what it is? There, okay, you got me. You got me. Look at this, guys. Do you see this? It's PPF'd. It's got paint protection film. It's running across the whole front. It goes up here. It does not go above the headlights, but it goes up here. And then, oh, it goes here too. Over here. And then it goes up. It's also on the hood, so this whole piece is PPF'd. This whole front nose here is PPF'd, all of this, and then, oh, it's here too. This is PPF'd, you just can't see the lines. They've got the whole front of this car PPF'd until you get to here on the hood, and then it stops. Wow. And I didn't see this before either. Hand-painted pinstriping. Hand-painted pinstripes. Oh, that's beautiful. Talk about attention to detail. Oh, it's PPF down here too. Yes, it is. There is, I don't know how well you guys can see it. It's hard to see these lines, but there's a lip right here. This whole piece is PPF'd all the way down as well. So I guess what I'm trying to say is somebody spent a lot of time and a lot of money making this car absolutely beautiful. And while I almost hate to take it out and daily drive it and power tour it, that's probably what's going to happen. And what does that mean for the Cadillac? Well, ooh, it's got a little nick in the PPF. I told you it's PPF. See that? She's got a little nick in the paint protective film right there. I'm sure that can be taken care of though. The Cadillac, I don't know yet. But most likely it means that the Cadillac is going to end up going down the road. Before we get out of here though, I do want to show you guys something else. I know it needs gas, so here we go. Take a look at this. A capless gas tank. Yeah, you just put the fuel nozzle in and fill up as if it was one of today's newer cars. Now there's plenty more to go over, like everything underneath the car. I know nothing about it. We need to get it on the lift. Unfortunately, I can't get it on the lift right now because, well, I got a lot going on in here, guys. I got the S-Class is sitting on the lift currently, taking up a lot of space. There is work that needs to be done to that. We have the Kia Forte sitting in here. It's just patiently waiting on a title. The Cadillac, as you can see, is leaning yet again on the passenger side front wheel. I know why, and I have some parts on the way to fix that as well. And then, of course, next to the Cadillac is my Harley-Davidson Nightster, which is also just sitting. And then my grandfather's Jawa Baba. I don't remember what this thing is called. I think it's a 94 Jawa Babetta. That's what it is. One of these days, I need to get back on this and get it finished. The Cadillac, though, guys, I think I'm running into stuff left and right here. This makes it a little bit better. I think the Cadillac is going to go down the road. I took some time and I really started cleaning it up. It's a little dirty because it sat outside for a little while, but she's really looking nice, guys. It's barely leaking anything anymore. It runs great. We've put a lot of miles on it, and once I fix this airline, and that's what it is, it's that connector on the airline. Thank you to a subscriber that sent me the link for the proper connector to go from big to small. Thank you so much. I actually ordered a 10-pack of those, and I'm going to do this side, and if that side is the same way, I'm going to do that side properly as well. The title for this, it's been 31 days. I still have no title to this car, so I can't sell it. The S-Class. What to do with the S-Class? I don't want to get rid of this one, guys. I got it so cheap that it makes me just not want to sell it. I feel like I got an excellent bargain on this car, and I kind of want to keep it. FCP Euro has sponsored every part that I needed for this. We're going to be doing a proper oil change with the right oil and a synthetic filter. We're going to be replacing 8 sensors. We're going to be taking apart the electronic control module, the DME. We're going to be cleaning the wiring harnesses. We're going to be really getting into this and taking care of it. Hopefully, when we button it all back up, the check engine light goes out. But it's not off the table as being something that I'm ready to sell. When I said I don't want to sell it, that's what I mean. I don't want to sell it. But then again, if I can get, well, I'm sweating like a mug. Good Lord. It's humid and hot out here, guys. If I could make a couple $1,000 off of it, yeah, I'd probably sell it. Sam Crack offered me what I paid for it. I wasn't feeling that deal, so I think I paid 15 for it. I've got 16 into it. I want 18. That's what I want. I want 18, and I doubt you're going to find another W222 S550 for that kind of money. I don't, not one that you already know what the deal is with it. You can buy them red light, and who knows what's wrong with them. This one, we've already got everything figured out on it, guys. So I think 18, that's my bottom. So this one right here, it may be coming up at Copart very, very soon. So there you go. There's kind of a mini fleet update along with that new to us 1940 Chevy Coupe. Tell me what you guys think about it. And if you want to see it on the lift, drop a comment below and tell me. I'll get this thing off the lift in the next video. We'll drag that thing in here. We'll go through it over and under like we should, and we'll find out as much as we can about it. And if you happen to recognize it, if you know where it came from, if you saw it in New York, whatever, please definitely get a hold of me. You can email me, autoauctionrebuilds with an S at gmail.com. Autoauctionrebuilds at gmail.com. Get a hold of me. I would love to know the history, and I really would love to know more about the engine, transmission, and rear differential specifically. I'd like to know what it has in it. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get out of here. I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to watch my videos. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that thumbs up button. Let me know that you enjoyed it. Be sure to drop your comments below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. Till next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.